thought they were a bit strange until I started doing them each year and realised that they're actually very powerful. So, do you want me to introduce them? So, hi, I'm Anna. I'm a part of the team. Thank you for joining us if you're joining us online. We are all going to be making a Christingle together today. So, on your table should be an orange, a piece of red ribbon, a candle, cocktail sticks, a little bag of sweets that have been packed by only one person. They're all very clean and hygienic. And as we go through them, I'm going to talk you through the meaning of them. Because Christingles have been around for a long, long time, and they were created in Germany to help children learn the simple meaning of Christmas in a practical way. But not just children, because I think adults, we are also important for us to get a practical bit. So the first thing we're going to grab is our orange. This might seem like a strange thing to start with, but when we're thinking about a Christingle, we're thinking about the world. So straight from the start of the Bible, God's love for the world has been there. At the start, suddenly, every person on the world, regardless of your race or gender or heritage, suddenly got the opportunity to know Jesus. To know his love and his mercy and his kindness. In John 3:16, the Bible tells us that God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. What that means for us practically now is there is not a single person that you come across in your day-to-day life who does not have the chance to be loved by God. There isn't anything that stops you from hearing the gospel. Whether it's how much money you make or where you live or what you look like, nothing. So when we start to add things to this orange, let's remember that it's the whole world, it's everyone you come across. Next, we grab the red ribbon, which represents Jesus' blood and love. Although Christmas isn't about the cross, it is obviously the start of the journey. If Jesus wasn't born, he didn't fulfill the things in the Old Testament which tell us that the Messiah would be born in a stable, not in a palace. And on Christingle reminds us that the blood of Christ from the cross and his love from that sacrifice wraps around the whole earth. There is limited sellotape, so you will need to pilfer from the tables around you. Once more, there isn't anywhere, anyone or anything who is exempt from God's cleansing love. We wrap the red ribbon around our Christingle for that purpose, and to help us remember that we're called to friendship through God, through Jesus to God. Colossians 1:20 tells us that through Jesus we are reconciled to God, whether things on earth or things in heaven, by making peace through his blood. Please don't worry if you're still searching for sellotape. There is some floating around. Okay, after that we grab our 4 cocktail sticks and we add to them some sweets or some raisins on the end of them. And they're going to go round 4 points around the top, just above the ribbon. Now, why 4 sticks? Why can't I cover my Christingle in sticks like Isaac has done? Let me see. This is Isaac's beautiful crown. Well, you could use that many, but it's really simple. The 4 sticks show the 4 corners of the earth and the 4 seasons of the year. When the candle is lit later, the 4 sticks will all be lit up by the light of the candle. There isn't a single place or time that is beyond Jesus' life. And then we add sweets and raisins to help us remember God's good gifts. Christmas is such a busy time. I don't think I realised quite how busy it is until I had children and then they started school. And suddenly we have Christmas fairs and cards and photos and parties. And it's easy to get lost in a deadline of post-it notes and to-do lists and shopping lists and food lists and forget that Christmas is actually a gift. The birth of Christ is a gift, and we're meant to celebrate it as a good gift. In this busy season, it's helpful to take 5 minutes to sit down and think about, write down, say out loud, share with somebody else what good gifts God is giving you right now. So I'm going to suggest, just for 2 seconds, whilst people are still taping up their oranges and adding their sweets, why don't you share with someone on your table something that you think is a gift right now from God to you? If you're a little person, not just short people like me, but also small people, please also share something. Your things are just as important. So take 2 seconds to share a gift that God is sharing with someone else on your table. Do you have sellotape on the table? Can you pass it to me, please? Isaac, do you not want to make Christingle? Okay. I liked using yours though, bud. Thank you. Yeah. Apparently the sweets are a little tricky to get on, so apparently that's a good gift. I mean, if you have to eat them, it's not the end of the world. Isaac, Matterfield's way. Isaac, out. Okay, does anyone have anything they want to share with the wider church that they think is a good gift? I'm going to go with a baby as a fairly good gift. Friends, I love that, Jane. Anyone else want to shout any good gifts at me? A great-grandson. Oh, yeah, that's a good gift. Oh, Isaac says bananas. I think, yeah. Oh, Florence says Isaac and Naomi. Thanks, Florrie. Okay, the last bit that we're going to add is our candle. The candle really is, if you didn't have the candle, you'd just have an orange with some sticks. So you kind of have to peel off the top bit with your finger. There's wet wipes around the room. So don't feel worried if your fingers are suddenly covered in orange juice. And then pop your candle in. The candle is the light of Jesus. If you can't get your candle in, ask somebody around you to help out. It might be a case of someone with longer fingers or fingernails. The Bible tells us that Jesus has come as the light of the world, and whoever follows him does not have to be in darkness. So whilst we were outside in prayer time, oh no, I've let you all get rowdy. Can I encourage you to stop sharing your good things now for 2 seconds and to just come back to the room for a second? When we light the Christingle, we remember that Jesus' light covers the whole earth. There's nothing and no one unreachable from the light, and darkness is banished. This morning, when we were praying before church, Andrew shared a prayer about that very thing, about the fact that some of us might be feeling darkness at the moment. They might be feeling that they're in a place where there are parts of their life that feel dark. Jesus' light shines into all of that. Good job. you want to get Mummy to put a candle in it? Yeah? Those things can feel really hard. And to be honest, at Christmas, those things can feel even harder. If you're going through illness or hardship, it can feel harder. But Jesus' light is here for you. It is covering every situation and every relationship in your life. We saw the kids do such a sweet nativity for us. And in the nativity, in the first Christmas story, were the poorest of the poor in the shepherds and the wealthiest, wisest men. And Jesus' light shone equally. They were equally welcome to come before him and bring their gifts. That doesn't change for us today. And when we light the Christingle, we should remember that. Now, we can't light 80 candles in here. We want to keep the canal basin safe. But I would recommend that if you would like to take it home with you, it's your very own Christingle to keep, that you take 5 minutes to sit and light it. If it's in darkness, that's even better. And take the time to remember all the good things, to say a prayer and to thank God, to reflect on what you'd most like in this upcoming season and what you want your focus to be on the most. Okay, if anybody has a finished Christingle that they really want to share, do you want to hold it up so we can see? Maybe. Oh, these are beautiful. Do you know what I love? I love that it's the adults. Thank you, grown-ups, for joining in. There are some beautiful Christingles. Naomi, could you hold yours up to see? No. In a second, we're going to ask the worship team to come back up and to sing us a last song. And then we'll close in prayer. Slightly short service today, sorry about that, everyone. But and just, remember that if you love Christingles and you want to bring people next week, you can bring it to the 11th. And they can make another Christingle with me.